Thank you very much, Joe. And what an incredible performance from Team Ice. They managed to bounce back, losing the first game. Bjergsen was able to, to carry them through ultra rapid fire mode, but Bjergsen, next to non-existent on that Zed, he was in a lane matchup against Froggen Anivia. Got a fully stacked Mage, as Kobe said it himself. He's looking to complete the book. He wrote the book. At the end of the game, Tier 1 boots. He had a Sunfire Cape, a Warmogs, 20 stacks of Magi's. Now, as the only member of the old CLG roster that's undefeated on Anivia, why don't you give me some insight into Froggen's Anivia, Crepo?
See, I used to play a lot of Anivia, and then I thought I knew the champion. But then there's some stuff Froggen does that it really shows how much he masters that champion. I just wrote them down in the list, so I'm just gonna go over them real quick. First of all, there's what he calls a teleport, where he actually manages to teleport away in his egg out of like these tricky situations. Then when his spell usage, most people would use the stun, the Q, proc it, wait until they see that it actually hits, and then uses E. No, Froggen is so confident that he's gonna hit it. He sends out his Q. While it is flying, he will follow up with his E, and they will impact at roughly the same time for like a ginormous amount of damage. Then in this matchup, he put 3 points into Q when he had 2 points into E. So at level 5, he had 3 points into Q. Didn't do anything in the wall, so he's going for that wave clear. Just like these little things that he changes in every matchup, it just shows how smart he is. Some matchups against Castan, for example, he would run 15 AD just to harass him out of lane. And then when it comes to his build, yeah, it looks trolly, but that's after he succeeds, because he started with the Chalice for mana regen. He doesn't opt for the tier anymore because he wants to build it eventually into an Athenes for more CDR. Then he gets the Zhonya's because he needs that against the Zed. And once these items are complete and he's in full Froggen mode, then there's the variation. I think the Warmugs was a tribute to his old tier Magi Warmugs build. He should have probably gone random instead, but who am I to disagree with the king? And then, yeah, the fact that he can get 20 stacks on his Magi just shows how good he is. And then the last point, and then I'm done ranting about Anivia, is when he was chasing Lee Sin, he would place his wall, but he wouldn't fully block off the path. He wouldn't completely block off the Lee Sin to prevent him from dashing over and going away. So he would do like a half wall block, forcing the Lee Sin to change his path enough for the team to catch up and kill him. But in case the Lee Sin had flash or dash over the wall, Froggen still had a way to walk through and didn't have to burn his flash. So there's all these like tiny things that just show how much he masters his champion. It's amazing to see.
It's sickening, because I'll never, ever understand a champion at that level.
Yeah, honestly, I really enjoy the fact that as soon as Team Ice got cool, there's kind of a set bonus going on, and they just got a whole lot better. So it just seems like everything's coming into place for these guys.
Yeah, he was a really good Lee Sin.
Completely agree. Now, just before we talk about cool, let's highlight Mad Life. In the early game, I felt like both of those players were moving around the map significantly. Mad Life on Thresh, landing a ridiculous number of hooks. His flays were good. Some of the plays, not necessarily the most flashy, but he was always at the right place at the right time. I really felt like he roamed extensively and helped Ice out in that early game, because Double Lift simply wasn't helping his team in the late phase.
Well, I mean, that's true. In a lot of these Korean supports, it's obviously there's some differentiation between builds, but it's pretty common in Korea to go boots and mobility, even still after the changes to the items. Of course, you can get it a little bit sooner now, and then try and make plays around the map, try and get some deep wards, and try and make plays on the mid lane. You don't usually see them going top lane. That was a bit
superior
different.
AD carry.
It was an AD carry he forgot. He's like, oh, AD carry's top lane.
Yeah.
But I thought it was the lane swap.
And the one bottom lane was pretty useless, so
Yeah.
I had to go up there, as Pepper said. But for Mad Life, I wish I'd written down some notes as well on him, but it would just say Mad Life is a god, and he always knows where to be in the right time. And with mobility boots, Korean supports, gotta give him that.
Talk about cool for a quick moment. Substituting in for Team Ice because, of course, Same had to step away due to some family issues. And, of course, he really showed up. 10, 2, and 16 on Lee Sin. Not traditionally a jungler, but his ganks were good. His presence was good. He was backing everybody up he needed to.
I think this will be, just for him as a player, a big confidence booster as well. He had, he's been out of the competitive scene, taking a break for a while now. And in his last match in the LPL, he didn't perform up to his old standards, but man, he looked good. His mechanics were really on point tonight.
Yeah, you got to consider this is the sub for OMG, a team we're going to be seeing later on, right? Like his replacement Xiang is ridiculously good, and yeah, he was always in the right place at the right time. I kind of like the fact that he added a Warmogs and then got a Chain Vest as well. Like I feel like he was starting to mirror Froggen's build towards the end of the game. I don't know if that was necessarily the case, but
Because it was so successful.
It was.
So we do actually have a replay of one of those Tel Egg ports. Let's pull the fight up onto your screens. I think, Freak, you wanted to talk us through this one and, the specifics.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get the replay started here. This is 11.5 minutes in, so It depends at which
This
point
is
we can see.
double lift getting caught, I believe.
Oh yeah, this
Well,
double
he's killing double
flying,
golems. As a true AD carry, he's getting farm, which is very important for an AD carry here.
I believe we were trying to show double lift getting caught, but the scene was so brutal and so gruesome for Monte Cristo that we had to actually show that just double lift, in fact, can successfully do the golems.
Yeah. That was just it was well played. Yeah. Well played.
Congratulations. Double lift was the PvE king of this match. So give him a round of applause.
So let's take a step back very quickly. This does put Team Ice now on 4 points to the 2 points of Team Fire. Both of the game modes that we've seen them playing a little more standard. Team Ice has, I'm going to call it outright, they've frankly stomped Team Fire. Does this mean Team Fire are panicking? I mean, you know, Monty, what do you think of the rotations in these impromptu squads?
Oh, they've been great. And Team Ice, we've talked a little bit about it. We've seen the players talk about it. They didn't really gel that first day. They didn't really practice. And Fire was tryharding. But ever since then, they really seem to have made Ice keen for some revenge. So.
However, there is still 7 points left to be claimed in tomorrow's 1v1s, 2v2s, and of course we have the super 1v1 challenge that the fans voted for between Froggen and Wei Xiao. So nothing is 100% set in stone yet. However, if Mad Life and Double Lift loses tomorrow in the 2v2 to Bjergsen and Diamond, it could be pretty embarrassing.
It could be indeed.
It will be embarrassing.
It will be,
because
yeah.
we're going to be blaming you the whole time.
Yeah, why are you here? Why are you not coaching double lift?
Yeah, I can't coach, man. I've been here the entire time.
Don't make excuses. Don't make excuses.
Priorities, Monty.
Anyways, guys, we do have to take a very quick 3.5 minute breather. But after the break, the games continue with our first best of 3 semi-final between Cloud9 and OMG. You can see they are gearing up. They are getting themselves ready. All-Stars 2014 continues right after this.